second inning for Tennessee, but we're back in action. For now, the rain has passed over. And the mound has been untarped and cleaned up, and we're ready to roll. Logan Brock will be the arm on the mound for Belmont. The Bruins were going to the bullpen right before the rains came down and pushed us for about an hour. And now that the weather has cleared up, we're ready to get back at it. This final midweek game of the 2025 regular season in-state battle. And Tennessee got red hot right before the rains. It was an offensive downpour that brought rain. 5 runs in the home half of the second inning. A 3-run homer for Andrew Fisher, followed up by a solo homer from Hunter Ensley on senior night. The lone senior for Tennessee making it happen here in his final regular season home game in Knoxville. And so we'll pick back up with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. 5 runs already in, and a runner on first in the form of Dalton Bargo, who walked with 2 outs right before the rains came. So now Dean Curley will make it the 9th hitter in this inning for Tennessee. They will have hit through the lineup once Curley is done. And we're back underway. Curley fouls it off as we resume action. In-state battle between Belmont and Knoxville. Middle Tennessee and East Tennessee going head-to-head. Tennessee with the early advantage. Bargo on the move. Check head to the bullpen as Michael Sharman, the lefty starter, his day is done after 2 shutout innings. Tennessee goes and grabs a right-hander off the third. A 3-run homer for Andrew Fisher. A solo shot that followed from Hunter Ensley, and then earlier in the inning, an RBI groundout for Gavin Keelan. Top 3 in the order delivering here at this final midweek showdown. Curley is 0 for 1, a flyout back in the first. Lead off this inning, he was a leadoff man for most of the early through middle stretch of the season. Start of SEC play, recently has been moved around the lineup, was in the 2 spot, and now back at the 5 spot. Had 6 hits over the weekend. Pokes that one out to center, an easy jog for LaRoe to make the play for out 1. And Tennessee made some lineup changes throughout the week against Vanderbilt. Different guys starting, moving around the diamond throughout the last few weeks. Changes have been being made to the lineup in the defensive situation. Tony Vitello said just trying to win, man, it any way possible. First pitch for Levi Clark, attacks it. Another high fly ball into center field, and another play made from LaRoe. That's 2 up, 2 down. Michael LaRue roaming center field. And now Blake Grimmer. Grimmer was one of the guys that got a Sunday start, his first SEC start of the season, and got a hit and some competitive at-bats. Certainly proved that could see more of Grimmer down the stretch, whether in Arkansas or in the postseason. Key, Tony Vitello mentioned it after that series clinching loss to Vanderbilt just 2 days ago. Obviously sees the players fight when they're in there, but just getting this team and these guys to play and feel confident each time they step onto the field. One-two is up the middle, shift is on. Spoto in position, that throw for Blake Grimmer. Hard hit ball. Here's Stone Lawless, he reached on an error last inning. As Lawless gets the starting nod behind the dish for this midweek battle. This is the final of 9 straight home games for Tennessee. A team that has now lost 4 straight home series. First time ever under Tony Vitello. 28 wins, 9 losses here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium this season, looking to add a 29th tonight, and then hopefully they'll have a chance to play more at home and get to 30 for what would be the 5th straight season. Well, typically an environment this team has thrived in. And the Fall faithful certainly haven't diminished as the series have grown a bit tougher down the stretch of the season. These home fans hoping that tonight's not the last. And you're on the line of that host site. You got to have an impressive performance at Arkansas. You have to win that series. It's going to have to feel like a must-win to host by any means. As Lawless takes ball 4. 2 aboard with 2 outs for Tennessee. Reese Chapman now in. But even if you are to win the series on the road, tough environment in Arkansas, the feeling is you might still need to win a game or so at Hoover. The SEC tournament convenes next week. And it's going to be 16 teams, single elimination format, brand new format this year. No more double elimination format that Tennessee used last season. You lose early in the tournament, still able to rewrite the ship and take home a championship trophy. Now this year, you add in 2 new teams to the league, 2 talented teams in Texas and Oklahoma. They're both going to be there, and then no one gets cut. Used to be the final 2 teams left at home, and you brought 12 teams to Hoover. Now it's add in 4 extra teams. So no more double elimination. Count is 1-2 to Chapman. Chapman, a rope right to second base. Charlie Davis has it. And the play is made. Tennessee 13-1 in the midweeks. Belmont won their last midweek game against UT Martin. Now they get 17th ranked team in the country. Belmont team hitting .277 as an offense entering this matchup. Ty Allen sends one in the air to start the 4th. And the play is made. Colby Backus into the game as he's the new center fielder for Tennessee now that Hunter Inslee has departed. Backus, another senior, not recognized tonight. Guy who played JUCO at Walter State, so not yet going through senior night. No decision on whether he'll be back next year or not. Two, 3, 4 due up this inning for the Bruins. That was Ty Allen that flew out. Blake Barton in, and then Mike Sprocket due up the power portion of this Belmont lineup. And that is smoked. Blake Barton crushes this one to left field, and it sends Clark all the way to the wall. No chance. Solo shot for Barton, and it puts the Bruins on the board. Sets the table for Mike Sprocket, quickly down 0-2. He's 0 for 1, a line out. Getting the start as the designated hitter. Crabtree quickly retired the first 4 he faced, and then Barton came up firing. Sprocket, that's hit well. Right at Dean Curley, who makes the throw for out number 2. Belmont does not have Pete Daniel in the lineup. He leads this Belmont team with .369 average, so that's certainly a guy that they're missing who's a typical contributor in a big way. He's got 5 home runs, 28 RBIs. Nashville native Pete Daniel not in the lineup. Obviously a big contribution there for Barton. Still need to go a bit more of a ways to chip at this Tennessee lead. That 5-run second inning certainly put some more pressure on this Belmont offense. Landon Gotze for 1. Good off speed there from Crabtree in there. Strike 2. Counts 1 and 2. And just got a piece of that one. Gotze, .290 average, 8 home runs, a senior from Indianapolis, Indiana. Pitch Hope's in there. Crabtree finishes the inning strong, his 3rd K out of the bullpen. For Tennessee here in the bottom of the 4th, they lead by 4 runs. Keelan, Fisher, and then instead of Inslee, it'll be Colby Backus. It was the 1-2-3 portion of the lineup in the 2nd that drove the 5-run downpour before the rain. Keelan had an RBI ground out that put Tennessee in the score column. 0 for 1, he walked as well back in the 1st inning. Another hard hit ball. Second base way, Charlie Davis has it for the 1st out. Tennessee looking for their 3rd win against an in-state team in the midweeks. Lead by 4 runs, and a big part is due this guy right here, Andrew Fisher. This was back in the 2nd inning. 3-run homer. That was his 21st on the season. That leads the SEC. It already led the SEC with 20, but he just added on to it. Now he adds on with another hit. Here in the 4th, that's a base hit single against the shift. Two for 3 nights so far for Andrew Fisher. A loud 3-run homer, and then now a hard hit single into right center. So a base runner for Tennessee now in the 4th. And Colby Backus will stand in for the first time tonight. First pitch swinging and a high pop fly. Charlie Davis veering into foul territory. He's got it for out number 2. So Backus short-lived first AB. Tennessee's been very good in the midweeks this season. 7 of their 13 wins have been by more than 10 runs. They beat this Belmont team last year 10-0, almost exactly on the same day. Last season, it was May 14th, 2024 of last year. Tennessee has won the last 10 meetings in this series. The run differential has been largely in favor of the Vols. We'll look back at Andrew Fisher. 4 stolen bases on the year for him. Dalton Bargo has gone down looking, and then he walked back in the 2nd inning. Nothing in play so far. This time in play, and it drops in. Another base hit for Tennessee, their 2nd single here on the inning. Fisher advancing to 2nd. Barco had 6 hits over the weekend against Vanderbilt. He adds another one here in the midweeks. And that's going to set the table for Dean Curley. He as well had 6 hits against Vanderbilt. It was one of his better offensive weeks in conference play. Hitting .273 now in league action. This one on the ground, flipped to second for the game the rest of the way. Typical in midweek fashion, but once the rain came, Tennessee starter Michael Sherman done after 2 innings. Belmont was about to make a pitching change regardless. Didn't affect too much of their plans. Andrew Banke is on, the junior from Nashville, Tennessee. It will get Michael LaRue to start. 6, 7, and 8 due up for Belmont, down 4 runs. th outing for Banke. Junior who played a part in Tennessee's run through Omaha last season. LaRue cracks this one deep left field. That one back towards the porches, and that one's gone off a tent. LaRue a solo shot at Belmont, chipping away at this Tennessee lead. LaRue goes opposite way. That is his 2nd home run of the season. Hasn't been much of a power guy in the lineup this year, but he got all of that one. And a big way to lead off the inning for the road Bruins. Has been an up and down season for Banke. He has been in and out of the bullpen. And now Smith up the middle. Back is charging for the first down. Well, impressive energy after the rain delay for Belmont. Tennessee dropped 5 runs in the 2nd inning, went up 5-0. The rain came, and then both teams really had to sit around for a good 45 minutes plus. And Tennessee has the luxury of sitting in their own clubhouse. They've got all their stuff back there. Belmont just has to wait it out in the visitor dugout. The Bruins have responded with 2 big swings and have put up 2 unanswered since the rain delay. Caden Gallison will march on over to first. Hit by a pitch as Banke ran one a bit too close. And now a base runner for the Bruins. Dean Spoto in. First pitch called strike. Spoto 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The shortstop up for the 2nd time here in this one. The rain's starting to fall again here in Knoxville. Tennessee has not had much luck with weather over the last few weeks. Rain delay in that game 1 against LSU. Played into the late hours, early morning hours. And that series opener in Baton Rouge. Auburn was marred all weekend long, and then Vanderbilt at the tail end. Counts 0-2. And Banke gets him swinging. good battle back after putting Gallison aboard, hit by a pitch, able to get Spoto swinging. An efficient work at bat for Banky. Back to the top of the order for Belmont. Charlie Davis, runner on the move, and Banky got him on the pickoff attempt. Throw down to second is in time. Innings this season with 34 strikeouts. He'll have to battle through a bit of rain here in Knoxville. There's been an up and down weather day. Started with some rain early afternoon. It got sunny by first pitch, and then after almost 2 innings, the rain came, delayed us for 45 plus minutes, and then now just a steady rain, nothing too wild. The ponchos are out, that's for sure. Some hoods. Some loyal fans trying to stay as dry as possible here on their final regular season home game. Levi Clark, Blake Grimmer, and Stone Wallace due up for Tennessee. Levi Clark down 0-2. Pitch from Maker, got him with the high heat. 35th strikeout for Maker this season, the lefty. The velo's sitting at just 88, but it comes across a lot jumpier than 88. And Clark went upstairs trying to launch one and is set down. He's now 0 for 2. Here's Blake Grimmer now. The shift is on. Grimmer fouls it away. Trey Maker, graduate 5th year lefty from Pearland, Texas. First year with the Bruins. He joins Belmont after 4 years at Fordham. Made 9 outings out of the bullpen last year. Good delivery on that slider. 1-2 count for Grimmer, who is 1 for 2, but has reached base both plate appearances. And he lays off. Grimmer's got great numbers, just 38 at-bats, but 14 hits and 15 RBIs. 4 home runs. He's done a lot of damage in these midweek sessions, so much that he's gotten some weekend action because of it. He got his first SEC start just on Sunday, a little over 48 hours ago. Full count pitch coming up. Grimmer crushes this one. That is deep right center, hanging around towards the track, and the play's made by LaRue. Well struck from Grimmer, just not enough. Looked good off the bat and then just hung around in the East Tennessee rain. And LaRue able to get it right there before the turf grass meets the turf dirt. Nothing going for Tennessee here in the 5th. Here's Stone Lawless. Tennessee catcher with 15 hits in 53 at-bats this season, 5 home runs. Reached on the air and then walked in his last at-bat. Wallace shrugs that one off, trying to set the table for Reese Chapman, and then the top of the order. And Tennessee 4 base hits already in this game with 2 outs. Majority of them came in at 5-run second inning. The skill that this Tennessee batting order has typically had under Tony Vitello, just good approach and no worry about it, how many outs there are in an inning. Can slow teams down from time to time. Tennessee's typically hasn't been affected by the amount of dots on the scorecard. An offense hitting .305 entering this game, looking to even up that momentum heading into the weekend against Arkansas. Wallace, an appeal down to first. He did not go. He checked the swing, and that is a 2-out walk for Lawless, his second walk today. Tennessee's had a base runner every single inning. Maker almost went the minimum there, almost showed 1, 2, 3. Tennessee, though, has stranded 6 guys on. They've left a few on the table. Chapman rolls one over. Charlie Davis has been busy at second, and an easy play for him to end the inning. Austin Breedlove entered the bullpen, a right-hander junior from Ooltewah, Tennessee. Joins Tennessee from Cleveland State JUCO. This is his first year with the Vols. He'll face the top of this Belmont order, who's starting to get in a bit of a groove. Of their 3 hits, 2 of them have been solo home runs into the party porch in left field. Charlie Davis will look to jumpstart what they hope is a 3rd straight inning with a run. Davis, .303 hitter entering today. Leads the team with 66 hits, and he's been really good in his last 10. .370 average in that span. A lot of speed as well. Davis chased after that one. A good start for Austin Breedlove. 1 batter faced and 1 set down. Great finishing delivery. And Breedlove, he's a strikeout thrower. 27 strikeouts now in 20 innings thrown. Had 120 last season with Cleveland State. And he works quickly, already ready to fire on the 1-0, and that skips back to Lawless. He's got Ty Allen in the 2-hole, sophomore from Franklin, Tennessee. Numbers really solid for him. .310 average, 10 home runs, 41 RBIs. Pretty good swing out to center in his last at bat. 0 for 2 today. And a 3-0, no need to even swing that at bat. Belmont has a runner on. So a quick work strikeout of Charlie Davis, and then a 4-pitch walk to follow it up to Ty Allen. And now Blake Barton stands back in. Last time up, solo home run in the 4th inning. A run for Barton was his 4th of the year. Both teams now with a pair of home runs in this one. Pitch. He did go around for strike 2. back at first. Allen with 7 stolen bases this year. Again, Belmont, a team that doesn't mind to try to take a bag. 96 on the year. It leads Missouri Valley Conference, but none today so far with the limited base runners they've had on. Twice Tennessee has picked off an opposing Bruin at first. 1-2 count. Pitch home. And then misses outside. Count out even. Breedlove. Action for him against Vanderbilt on Saturday in that Tennessee loss, 10-6 to the Commodores. Did not get an out. Gave up a hit and a run. Couple of checks over at first. And Belmont has not taken a bag yet. Tennessee 101 steals allowed against. That is the highest number in the SEC. Today they've done a good job against these Bruin base runners. Has not been productive with runners on so far. That 2-2's found a way that they've made their living solely off those solo home runs, which at the end of the day is not going to hurt Tennessee. They'll take it. 0 for 2 is Belmont with runners on, and they've had obviously a pair picked off. Another check back at first. There goes Allen on the move. Throw down from Lawless. Not in time, but Allen slides past the bat. Again, Belmont's woes with runners on continues. They've had 3 guys on first, and had 4 guys on first with no one in front of them, and 3 of them have been retired either by the pickoff or throw down to second. Now Blake Barton will walk to first, so it's back-to-back walks for Austin Breedlove. 3 walks for Tennessee as a team today. Mike Sprocket will step in. Power lefty DH has hit 2 hard balls to the right side. But both times just right at a Tennessee mitt. Nothing's gotten through for him, but good contact both times in. He's 0 for 2. Again, you got to keep an eye on Barton. He has 14 stolen bases. Good top to bottom. He's bottom of the 6th. Falls by 3 runs. Keelan, Fisher, and Colby Backus is due up. Keelan is 0 for 2 with an RBI in this one. Walked back in the first inning. Final midweek session for a lot of the SEC. Final week of the regular season. Not all teams playing midweek ball today. Getting with it being the last week of the regular season. Series across the SEC will start on Thursday. Tennessee's got Belmont tonight. South Carolina head-to-head with Winthrop. Winthrop has the lead. 6th-ranked Auburn, one of the hotter teams in the country. They've got Jacksonville State. They're up 5-0 in the second. Setting things up for Thursday, where the SEC tournament bracket will become a bit clearer. The top 4 teams in conference in the standings are going to get double bye. Texas has locked up a spot at 20-7 in the SEC. Where things stand right now, Texas, Arkansas, and LSU are 1, 2, and 3. And then Vanderbilt, Georgia, and Auburn are in a 3-way tie for that 4th spot. So it should be a very interesting final weekend. Tennessee just 1 game behind that clump of 3. Kalen's going to go down swinging. Strikeout for Trey Maker, who's back in for his 2nd inning of work. His 2nd of the game. Andrew Fisher back in. He is 2 for 3. A 3-run homer in the 2nd, and then the single in the 4th. A lot of teams in the SEC also needing big weekends in terms of seeding in the postseason. Fisher is going to fly this one high in the air. Barton in left field has it. Out number 2. 2 up, 2 down in the inning from Tennessee.
Now batting number 20, Colby Backus.
Set the table for Colby Backus. No one on. 2 outs here in the 6th. Tennessee by 3 runs. Texas A&M needs a statement weekend after getting swept by Missouri. Tigers got their first 3 wins of the season over the Aggies, and now the Aggies starting to slip out of the postseason picture. Texas A&M will make a trip to Athens and get top 10 Georgia, so a must-win series there for the Aggies. You might be thinking Hoover is a must-win tournament as well. Alabama is going to get Florida. That series is in Gainesville starting Thursday. Top 25 series. First SEC installment of Texas and Oklahoma taking place in Norman. Important series for Oklahoma. Texas trying to lock up the SEC regular season crown. Off speed to Backus. He'll go down swinging. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Trey Maker. The pair of punch-outs, an efficient 6th. Tennessee by 3 runs. Nothing going for either side in the 6th inning. Austin Breedlove back out. He pitched a scoreless 6. He worked around a pair of walks. That is a rip into left center from Godsey. We'll have a chance to extend this one for extra bases as that one gets off the glove of Clark in the gap. Probably would have made it a 2nd regardless. Hard hit ball and a leadoff double for Belmont.
Now batting number 1, Michael LaRue.
Belmont's had issues with guys at first base so far tonight, so might as well skip that step. Michael LaRue stands in. A home run for him back in the 5th inning. He's 2 for 2. Single in the 2nd was Belmont's first hit of this game, and then home run brought this game back to 3 runs. Where Tennessee stands according to D1 Baseball, they're in the Morgantown Regional against the 16th overall seed West Virginia. They'd be paired up with Virginia, a preseason top 5 team in Virginia, and Holy Cross in that region. And then the super side would be the Austin Regional with top-seeded Texas projected. Texas team that up to this point Tennessee has not faced as an SEC team this year. Still a chance to meet in the SEC tournament. You expect a lot of SEC teams to always meet in the postseason. Tennessee met obviously Texas A&M in College World Series final last year. Expect a lot of that once the regionals decided. You got a lot of conference teams. They could tie the game with one swing. So pinch hitter for Belmont, it'll be the freshman Nolan Sargent, Chattanooga native, here in a big spot with 1 down in the inning and 2 in scoring position. Lays off for ball 1. Sargent, 8 hits and 43 at-bats as a freshman, 4 RBIs. One start for Breedlove. You got Sargent swinging. Strikeout in the 6th, followed by 2 walks, and now a walk for him here in this inning, followed by the strikeout, and now hunting another. Inside, good stop from Lawless. It's going to take the bottom of this Belmont lineup to deliver. Two-two, roller first base way. It's a fair ball. It will score a run. That's the second out as Fisher jumps on the bag. Sargent will get an RBI. Belmont back within 2.
Now batting number 41, Dean Spoto.
Sargent does his job. He drives in a run, and still damage to be done for Belmont with Dean Spoto, the runner 90 feet away. Throws out the bunt, looking for squeeze play down the line. LaRue on third. Belmont now 3 unanswered runs after a 5-run second from Tennessee. Belmont has scored all 3 runs after the rain delay, outscoring Tennessee 3-0 since that 45-plus minute rain delay. Spoto drops it down the line and foul. Takes a wicked hop left. We're going to send everyone back. That is strike 2. We'll see, but likely Spoto swinging away now. Breedlove trying to get out of this inning, make it 2 full from the pen. Pitch home, foul tip. Off Lawless. Spoto, 3 hits and 26 at-bats this season. No hits with 2 outs yet on the year. It'll go down swinging. Strikeout to end the frame for Breedlove. His 3rd out of the bullpen, and it will strand another Bruin 90 feet. Dalton Bargo leads things off with the loud foul ball. Tennessee with 1, 2, 3 last time around. 4, 5, and 6 due up this inning. Jonathan Van Ness, the freshman, is on the mound now for Belmont from Knoxville, Tennessee. Bargo lunges at that 0-2 and puts it where no one is third base way. The shift was on and just lunged at one and made it work. Slow roller into left field, a leadoff base hit. Bargo's got his second hit today. That brings up Dean Curley, who is 0 for 3, looking for his first hit. He'll face Van Ness. 6'3" freshman, again from Knoxville. Pitched at the Christian Academy of Knoxville. All-state pitcher, district pitcher of the year last year. Obviously grew up around this area. Likely got to see pretty firsthand the run that his hometown team made in College World Series last year, and now it's the fun experience of pitching back at home and going head-to-head with the defending national champs. A close game. And that's always the fun part of these in-state matchups. You get a lot of guys getting to play back in their hometown. A lot of these guys grew up around each other, playing against each other in high school on the same teams. A lot of reunions in these midweek in-state battles. And then you see that similarly when Vanderbilt comes to town, it gets a little heated. Sometimes these guys are friends, sometimes they're rivals. Three-two count for Curley. Tennessee has been held scoreless for 4 straight innings. No runs for the Vols since the rain delay. Bargo on the run. Curley was swinging away on the 3-2. Curley 6 hits over the weekend against Vanderbilt, seeing the ball well, the 5 spot. Bargo taking in the signs across the diamond. There he goes again. Was caught stealing earlier in the game, and that appears to be ball 4. Bargo was off the bag there for a minute. Able to sneak back on. It was ball 4, so he relaxed a bit. Thinking maybe he didn't have to get back on the bag, and then kind of lost sight of where he was at for a bit, but all worked out, got back in time. One of those weird situations, if he was stealing and then realized it was ball 4 and he was still in between first and second, he could have done a lighter jog and kind of not had to worry about that, but he had already touched second and then was off the bag. So it is ball 4. Curley at first is going to be replaced over at first base. Pinch runner for Tennessee. It's Jay Abernathy at first. 2 on and no outs. Levi Clark, another at-bat. He's 0 for 2. Walked back in the second inning. A fly out and a strikeout for the freshman. Talented freshman has the average at .315. 8 home runs and 28 RBIs. Hard hit ball from Clark. That's into left field. Tennessee adds on a run, their first since the rain delay, and they've up their advantage by 3 runs. Levi Clark delivers all 3 balls. Set the table for Blake Grimmer. Tennessee still searching for more in the inning. No outs, 2 on. The RBI for Clark is his 29th in his freshman season. And now Blake Grimmer, who has been great in midweek games this season. He's 1 for 3 and just missed a home run his last time around in the 5th inning. Back at second for Van Ness. Pitch is wide. Grimmer now has the average at .359, 4 homers and 15 RBIs. Shift is on with 2 aboard. And it's a unique looking shift where the third baseman down the line, Batchelor, is playing shallow and close up to third base. In case you need to make a play over there, runners are moving, or Grimmer were to drop down a bunt to advance both guys. Grimmer opposite way, that's high in the air. Barton underneath it for the first out of the inning. Productive get for Van Ness. Keeps both Tennessee runners where they're at. Abernathy has speed at second. Anything drops in, expect him to make a hard charge for the plate. Here's Stone Lawless, who's been a tough get today. He's got a pair of walks. That's been common for Lawless. 19 walks to 13 strikeouts here in his second season at Tennessee. That ball's going to skip over to Godsey and to the backstop. Both Tennessee base runners will advance. One of those maybe Godsey would probably say could have gotten in front of. But when you got Abernathy on second, you expect anything that's going to deflect off you. You're going to want to make a throw over pretty quick, and had his eyes occupied on Abernathy. Both guys advance, and now infield playing in with 2 in scoring position and 1 out. No longer a chance for the double play ball to get out of the inning. So Belmont will play in and hope for a chance at home. Abernathy, great speed at third. Lawless, hitters count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Did he check his swing? He did. Ball 3 the call. First base umpire Adam Clark gave the signal. Three balls and 1 strike, 2 in scoring position. Lawless home run type swing for strike 2, and now full count pitch coming up. Tennessee a chance to move in front comfortably. Belmont trying to keep it close. Lawless, that's a rope, left field. Takes a hop off the wall. 2 balls are gonna score. Stone Lawless, a big time rip.
Now batting number 13,
Good outing for Stone Lawless. He's been great in these midweek games. Had 2 home runs 2 weeks ago, and that's a 2 RBI double. Belmont did such a good job of slowly chipping away. Chapman first base side, and that is out number 2. Lawless the third. Belmont had 3 unanswered runs throughout the last 4 innings, and then Tennessee completely wipes it away with a 3-run home half of the 7th. Two outs now in the inning. Gavin Keelan in. He is 0 for 3 with an RBI here tonight. Breaking ball from Van Ness inside, and Keelan an RBI chance. He's got 35 on the year, missed a significant chunk of time, dealing with a hamstring injury. Point was leading this Tennessee team in home runs, RBIs, every statistical category, still leading the team in average, and is second with 14 home runs on the year. That's in there, called strike 1, 2-1 start. Van Ness and Keelan. Knoxville native battling here in his hometown. Hitters count here for Keelan. 3 balls and 1 strike. Keelan takes advantage of it. Shot out to right, and it's off the wall. Keelan's going to try to push this one for a double. Cut off, throw in is in time to get him. And the run should still count for Tennessee. It will go down as an RBI single. We move to the 8th inning here in Knoxville as Tennessee saw their lead diminish to 2 runs, and they answered with 4 big ones just a half inning ago. 4 runs on 4 hits in the bottom of the 7th. Andrew Fisher, a good night at first base. He's had to play a few towing the line, and he's got it for out number 1. New pitcher on for Tennessee is Braden Krenzel. His 15th outing of the season. Got some action last week against Indiana State in the midweeks. Pitched 1 inning. Pitched an inning and 2/3 against Vanderbilt just 2 days ago. He has become a trusted arm out of the bullpen for Tennessee in his freshman season. The righty from Dublin, Ohio. He will get the bulk of this Belmont lineup. Credit the Bruins. A good fight to get back into this game when they trailed 5-0 going into the rain delay. They were able to keep pressure on the Vols through the middle portion of these innings. Ty Allen is 0 for 2. He walked in his last at-bat, looking for his first hit. Allen's got a .310 average, 41 RBIs. Again, both teams are on the move fairly quickly. Travel plans in order as both teams will be on the road for their final week of conference play. Tennessee at Arkansas will leave tomorrow. Krenzel inside, and that's ball 4. Fifth walk for Tennessee pitching today.
Now batting number 10, Blake Barton.
Belmont on the move to UIC this weekend. That is an important series for Belmont. They've already locked up a top 8 requirement to make their conference tournament. 2 teams get left off. They've already locked up a spot, but they are in a 3-way tie right now for 4th in the conference between UIC and Illinois State. And they've got UIC this weekend, so that'll solve one of those ties. High fly ball from Blake Barton. Hit a home run earlier. Plays will be made by Jay Abernathy, who's out in the left field today. Out in left field now after checking in last inning. Scored a run. 2 down now in the inning for Krenzel here. Top of the 8th.
Now batting number 34, Mike
So Belmont will try to position themselves up well for the Missouri Valley tournament. That'll be next week, hosted by Illinois State. Looking for a 3rd straight Missouri Valley Conference tournament bid since joining Missouri Valley in 2023. Again, Dave Jarvis, longtime coach at Belmont, 28 seasons. Looking to get his team into a regional for the first time since 2012. We'll need a big run here in the final stretch. Cleanup hitter Mike Sprocket in. DH is 0 for 3. 3 hard hit balls to the right side of the field. The mega shift is on. Second baseman Dean Curley practically playing right field. That time, there no stopping that line drive down the line. And a run for Belmont. Again, continued production throughout the mid half of this game. They had nothing going for them offensively, and the rain delay came, and now they've had runs in 4 of the last 5 innings. And Godsey will start with a 2-0 count and not go around on that swing. Several defensive changes for Tennessee. Saul Abernathy in left field. Manny Marin's at 3rd, and Ariel Antigua's at shortstop. Gavin Keelan slides over to second base. Dalton Bargo out in right field as well. Wicked off speed from Krenzel. Strike 2. Trying to strand Sprocket in scoring position. And that's strike 3. Krenzel, good close to the inning. Belmont able to get one back. Nelson Stadium. 2, 3, and 4 due up. Obviously, these Tennessee fans hoping that they get a couple more at-bats. They are right on the line of hosting a regional. Tennessee, over the last real month and a half here into May, it hasn't been their best stretch of play. 4 straight series losses. Lost 5 of your last 6. No question, you've locked up a regional spot, so you're back there. And again, before Tony Vitello's time, you hadn't gotten there since 2005. So perspective-wise, it is It's just obviously expectations are a lot higher now for this Tennessee program, and Tony Vitello will be the first one to tell you that. A team that has been to Omaha 3 of the last 4 seasons. They have hosted a regional in 3 of those last 4 seasons. But one of those Omaha trips came when they weren't a host site, and then one time they failed to get there in the last 4 years. They hosted a regional and a super regional, so there's no right formula. And there was a lot of talk last year of the curse of the 1 seed. That no number 1 seeded team had won the national championship since Miami did it in '99, and then Tennessee ended that stigma and that long drought. There's no right formula. And Tennessee was the number 1 seed last year, and they won it, and some would say they did as they were supposed to. But it's been a struggle for teams in years past that were right at the top. And you've had years where an Ole Miss, the last team really to get into the tournament, ends up running the course and winning the whole thing. A team that had a lot of talent all year. They were preseason top 5 at one point, and at one point looked completely dead in the water. Colby Back is hit by that pitch, 2 on for Tennessee. They got hot at the right time, so it's a lot about just where you can get as a team here over this last month, because about 1 month from now, we'll be getting set to kick things off in Omaha. If not already kicked off. So there's still a lot of time, and look at Tennessee in early March, who were 20-0. Number 1 team in the nation, and now obviously at a different spot now. It's a long season. Tennessee's hoping that it starts trending upwards here towards the last month. Certainly have more of an underdog mentality than they've had for a lot of this season. Kind of one of those things where they'd been the favorite for most of their series, having been a top 10 team, and then even when the last 4 weeks, these series they've lost, it was like, well, okay, now this will be the week they'll get back, and it hasn't gone that way, so they've still almost in a sense been the favorite. Certainly the underdog on the road this weekend at Arkansas. Owen Marsh is in the game for Belmont here in the bottom of the 8th. Chris Newstrom pinch hitting for Dalton Bargo. Shows bunt, brings it back. 2 on and no outs. Marsh, a junior from Lakewood, Colorado. First-year arm for the Bruins from St. Petersburg College. 25 strikeouts in 28 innings this year. Newstrom pulls back the bunt. Newstrom 19 hits in 54 at-bats his freshman year. 5 home runs, 19 RBIs, and a walk-off hit in SEC play. That lone win for Tennessee over Auburn 2 weeks ago. Part of this homestand, it was a walk-off hit up the middle to win game 2. And Newstrom pulls back the bunt. 4 strike 2. Up the middle, gloved by. Very productive get there for Owen Marsh, and Tennessee's chance for insurance falling A little quieter than maybe initially thought to start the inning. Jay Abernathy in. That ball escaped for a minute. Fisher decides to hold back. It has been a rainy afternoon for a final home game. Tennessee wants to play here again. They have to think of it. They've got to win the series this weekend and then get a win or two in Hoover. Obviously, there's a lot of other external teams playing, and to see how the cards fall. Michael LaRue will foul a pair away to start. It'll be 6, 7, 8 in the lineup for Belmont. Big inning for Tennessee in the second has proved to be the difference. 5 runs. Then a rain delay. Belmont has done a great job of not relenting since then. They've slowly carved out some run production throughout the remainder of this game. 4 single-run innings their last 5 trips up. A pair of solo home runs from Blake Barton and Michael LaRue. Stands in now and helped provide the Bruins some life. But then another big inning for Tennessee in the 7th. 4-run inning cemented this Volunteer advantage. Another strikeout for Braden Krenzel. That's his second.
Now batting number 35, Tucker Smith.
Tucker Smith getting that bat. And he waves away the first offering. Smith is 0 for 3. Hits this one well, right field. Hunter High is in the game, and he makes the play for out number 2. And Tennessee leaves tomorrow for Arkansas. Belmont likely as well leaving for UIC. Conference tournament next week. And then postseason play. NCAA postseason play. Belmont will hope to be in that field. They'll need a run through the Missouri Valley Conference tournament bracket. Tennessee hopes to be hosting a weekend. They've got to have themselves a big week as well. Both these teams a lot to play for going forward. Up the middle, and a base hit for Gardner Lawrence. A pinch hit spot. Successful senior night for Tennessee. Hunter Inslee was the lone man honored at the beginning of the year, beginning of the game, and a great ovation for his senior day ceremony, and then got a great ovation for his first at bat of the game. He had a home run, his 10th of the season. And Tennessee gave him a walking ovation from center field back to the dugout. Final time in his Tennessee regular season career. Jake Maddox will pinch hit for Belmont. Freshman from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, represents final chance here for Belmont. 2 down here in the 9th. Krenzel strike 2, runner on the move, no throw down. Tennessee searching for their 14th midweek win of the season. And Krenzel shuts the door. That is a win for Tennessee in their final home game here in the 2025 regular season. 3 strikeouts for Krenzel in 2 innings out of the bullpen. And the Vols get it done against the in-state Bruins, their 40th win on the season, and they hope to springboard into a very important weekend on the road against Arkansas. They will wait to see if their postseason